question is, why would you vote for the assault weapons ban in 2004?
Yep. All right, so let me back up. We just had the assault weapons ban. I voted against the Feinstein amendment, or bill this time. Okay, this year. Back in '04, there were several differences in it. One is the way that the bill was structured was very different. What you were doing back then is you were extending the law that was on the books at the time. And you have to remember, President Bush endorsed the assault weapons ban. Okay. President Bush endorsed it. It's a different bill than what we saw this time. Senator Feinstein's bill this time was much more aggressive, included a lot more guns. Anyway, I looked at Senator Feinstein's bill this time. I just felt like it didn't accomplish what they were trying to accomplish. And honestly, I felt like it was drafted by a bunch of people that didn't know anything about guns. But back in '04, since the bill in '04, what we've also seen is we've seen a Department of Justice study. Now, this isn't a study from NRA or somebody else. This is a Department of Justice study. They looked at the statistics, and basically they couldn't tell whether the assault weapons ban had any meaningful impact on the rate of crime or violent crime or anything like that. Up to that point, a lot of people thought that the assault weapon, we had a low crime rate at that time. I don't know if you remember, but we went through a period of low crime rate. Some people were thinking that that assault weapons ban had actually been effective in lowering the crime rate, lowering the incidence of violent crime. But since then, the Department of Justice study has come out and said basically it didn't have any effect at all. So to me, when you look at all these bills around guns, you have to look at the Second Amendment. I mean, we have a constitutional right. The U.S. Supreme Court just came out last year and said we have a constitutional right to bear arms as individuals in this country. So when you start putting restrictions on that, you have to be very, very careful. And one of the things I would say is on any of these bills about gun control, of course I listen to people back home, but one group I think that is at the table that deserves a seat at the table is law enforcement. So I listen to law enforcement. If law enforcement comes in, like they did in '04, and they said, vote for the extension, I listen to that. I don't do everything law enforcement says on that, but that was one of the factors when the law enforcement, not just here in Arkansas, but nationally, when they came in and said extend this, we think it's helping. We now know, based on statistics, it maybe wasn't helping, but at the time we thought it was helping. So those are some of the factors.